If it was all about job security or making money, we would have kept climbing those fucking corporate ladders. If it was all about being famous, Bollywood would have given us a hard-on. If it was all about how many people came to watch us play, T20 cricket would have been a safer bet. When you choose to make your life more meaningful through mastering the art of playing, really playing a musical instrument, and when you keep at it for years, 17 for instance, you're probably not going insane. You were insane from the very fucking beginning. Despite what you might think, living on this edge is incredibly rewarding. Sure, we're not building super advanced silicon chips or saving lives with medical marvels, but just being able to build our lives around something we love makes us feel quite privileged. It's honest work. It makes us and the people that listen happy.
Follow the signs, please. Second row this side. Second row centre. Thank you.
Let's get a few things straight though. Knowing music, loving music, playing music, and being a musician are all children of the same mother, but from different fathers. Making it big in music requires a different DNA altogether. You've got to get your head around how these little bastards get along. At this point, if you're thinking, fuck this arty crap, or this is another one of those loser musicians cribbing about how hard it is, switch off, tune out, go back to browsing YouTube, whatever. You're not gonna get any of this. And more importantly, we don't give a fuck about you.
Hello, kids! Whoa, jeez. Feels like Wembley Stadium tonight. Grab those last two seats. Yes. Run. The children out front, get the guns. Here we go! You get. The brown people from India make rock music. Look, go ahead, look at me, black hair, brown eyes, brown mind, never mind the gold teeth. Oh yes, I'm from the exotic East.
Fingers on wood and strings. Sticks hitting a drum. At some essential level, stripped of all the trappings of number one hits and stardom, that's all it is. That's all it means. And if you find meaning in your life doing these simple things, don't be surprised if you're dismissed as crazy. Spreading paint on canvas, juggling knives or buzzing chainsaws in your underwear. Simply standing still in outlandish costume. Such fascinating stuff. Right now, as you sit idly by watching this, thousands of crazy people around the world are learning and practicing and slogging and striving on a lifelong quest to master their art, whatever that may be. Are all these crazy people working so hard just to be big stars? Or are they just being themselves? Are they constantly thinking about brand and marketing and social media strategy? Or have they just found something worthwhile to do and nothing else has come along that can distract them? Since we're asking so many questions, here are a few more. What's the point? Who are we? What are we doing here? Why do we believe what we believe? What is this thing that's grabbed us by the short hairs and hasn't let go? We're caught, hypnotized, captivated, completely consumed by this crazy, crazy thing that takes so much time, so much effort, so much fucking sweat and tears. Call us suckers, but we love what we do. And if we look back at our lives, everything we've done, all the shit day jobs, all the compromises, it was all so we could just do this thing we love.
TV venue, please do stand back from the platform.
As the late, great Douglas Adams put it, if you want to fly, you've got to throw yourself at the ground and miss. You've got to be mad. That's what keeps you sane. At some level, we are all the kind of fools that only use numbers to measure things. It's all about how many YouTube views and how many likes on Facebook, even though we all know those things can be bought and sold and tweaked and twisted and false. Do these numbers have to be the reason why you like something or not? Do you need validation from the mob to make up your mind on what art brings you joy or what music uplifts you? Would you only like something because 61 million other people watched it? Will anything stand out and make you like it because you get it? You and not YouTube? And do you really need to know what the fox says? If the game is only about numbers, then fuck it. You're never going to truly know or like anything for your own reasons. We've played great gigs to big crowds. And some equally great heartwarming shows have happened with very few people watching.
I like the eyebrows.
So when we're on stage playing our hearts out, enjoying one of those good nights, when everyone is really in the zone, it doesn't matter how many people like what we're doing just then. The only thing on our minds is finding the right way to the next note. Big is nice. Big is fun.
Very well qualified. They also bloody well rock. Are we ready to go? Yes. Let's hear Bangalore rock. Yes. Let's go.
Yes, if the ground
was the band?
They were awful, dreadful, honestly. I couldn't believe it.
They were so bad I had to get all 3 signatures and the triple CD.
When our 5th album, 3 Wheels, 9 Lives, was #1 seller nationwide for 7 weeks, that sounded big. It was real big when we made the cover of Rolling Stone magazine.
Oh yes, where's the Rolling Stone poster? Yes, look at this. Look, this is a copy of this month's Rolling Stone India. They're on the front cover. Look at that. Look, take a picture of it.
We feel big every time we play a good set. Every time we write a decent tune. And every month when the bills get paid. Making stuff look big, however, is an entirely different and extremely fascinating art. Especially when you notice that a lot of the stuff that looks big is shockingly mediocre. Big and small seem like illusions eventually. One man's Miley is another man's thermal and a quarter. And just like Mr. Knopfler sang it, sometime you're the windshield, sometime you're the bug. They said it was lonely at the top. They didn't say it would be lonely at the bottom, in the middle, and on the sidelines. We leave our amazing, supportive families behind for months on end. Friends with more respectable careers worry about us. Parents that haven't written us off agonize about our future. Clueless rubberneckers think that because we're musicians, our whole life is some kind of unending party with free drugs. We're working fuckers. Harder and longer than many of you. Sure, we love our work, but that doesn't mean it's all fun and games. In the weird, wonderful, wired world of the here and now, there's space for everything, but not for everything that's good to make it big. There will always be some amazingly good stuff that seems to have no takers. And it's easy to get bitter and frustrated about the industry or the scene and how it works or doesn't. We've never confused selling what we do with selling out. If you don't give a fuck about all the bullshit that surrounds this, then you simply go out there and do what needs to be done so you can keep doing what you love. All this doing can involve countless phone calls, tough negotiations, and talking biz talk, and only rarely with good people who care about their work and yours.
Stop doing Hey Jude.
Yeah, I think
It's karaoke. Anybody can do Hey Jude.
Even Paul McCartney can do it.
Even Paul McCartney can do it. That
Not
says
really
something.
well.
The last one, the ELO number, was the number that gets them all rocking. Yeah, it was class. It was class.
Thank you, guys. Yeah.
But anyway,
There are a whole lot of sharks out there, event managers, booking agents, sponsors, middlemen, and more, all eager to use, frustrate, manipulate, and exploit you and your art. It's your job to show them that it is not a prerequisite to be a dumb fuck to be an artist. Or even an easy fuck. Touching someone's feet may be culturally relevant in some parts of the world, but kissing someone's ass is demeaning everywhere. And if you happen to hang out with kings and kingmakers, you don't have to mix up your respect with adulation. It's DIY or die.
Some CDs, t-shirts. You buy a CD, you get a t-shirt and a keychain free. Just £10, 28 songs. You buy a muffin for that much.
Going out and selling your stuff is the least you can do for yourself as an artist. Nothing comes easy. If there is something you think you can do that will make a difference to your gig, go ahead, do it yourself. Don't expect people to do it for you.
Cinderella's stepmother, do you know me? No, you don't know me. Cinderella's stepmother.
Remember, it's your show. It should never feel demeaning to sell it.
Not at the same time.
And as you keep working at it, you'll meet like-minded people and even corporations that will be willing to back you on your terms.
My name is Bruce. I'm going to pick up.
Hello, man.
Yes, we're at the Edinburgh Fringe.
All the slogging doesn't mean success. You'll still play to rooms, empty or full, that don't care about you. Only your love for your work will pull you through. Don't fucking capitulate and pull out the Hotel California setlist. If you're intense enough and good enough, you'll get through to some of them. Guaranteed.
That's a band called Churches on Phantom 105.2, and before that it was Snow Patrol, Spitting Games. Joe and Keith here celebrating Clash Wednesday.
Clash Wednesday.
We're joined in the studio by one of the biggest rock and roll bands in the world, Leslie, Rajeev and Bruce Lee. Thermal and a Quarter, everybody. Here. All the way from Bangalore.
India, yeah.
You're very, very welcome.
Thank you.
We're gonna find out everything there is to know about Thermal and a Quarter, but you were afraid to ask in a minute or two. But right now, we're very honoured to have London Calling given the Thermal and a Quarter treatment.
Absolutely.
Take it away, lads.
Here we go.
We made it, eventually. We quit the corporate careers and also the cushy fixed salaries and some of the big EMI bungalow dreams. We became working musicians. But a working musician in India who isn't a music director in Bollywood, Collywood, Tollywood, Mollywood or Sandalwood isn't going to make any waves in the matrimonial columns, despite the most wheatish complexion.
Well, they ask my mom every now and then, so what's your son doing now? And she said, oh, he's a musician. And they look at her very kindly and said, oh, that's very nice, but what does he do?
And you actually, before you formed the rock band, you guys studied. You've got...
I have a master's degree in English literature and communication. The drummer is an MBA, and Leslie, the bass player, is, I think, a Bachelor of Engineering. Mechanical engineering. Okay.
The only thing that seems to bring legitimacy to what we do is how much fucking tax we pay. And we pay all this tax knowing full well that the next fundamentalist fool that grabs power could, at the drop of a hat, make our livelihoods illegal, immoral, or worse. It's happened more than once.
So much alike.
In terms of the career that you've had, I mean, was there a moment when you realised, hang on, this is big now, we're getting big? Was there any moment like that, like say with the Rolling Stone magazine issue? Was it being on stage with Guns N' Roses, or did it all gradually happen for you?
I think it's been very, very gradual. I mean, we opened for Deep Purple back in 2001. Which was a long time ago.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, and that I'd say was our first break, because before that, there is no real radio support for local bands in India.
Is there not?
Yeah, there isn't. I think there's just 2 or 3 stations around the country right now that'll play independent music. Mostly our stations just play film music or top 40 or so on. Okay. So you don't have support from radio. No record label will sign you because again it's not marketable. It's not yet an identified market. It's
and are there Sony and Warner and Universal? Oh, yeah,
they're all there.
They're all there.
They do only international bands, and when you talk about an Indian band singing in English especially, it gets a lot more difficult. They're not confident, and now it's picking up. A lot of bands are selling. We did our last album did really well. I hope that's going to help change things.
Was this Three Wheels, Nine Lives?
Yeah.
This is 28 songs, triple disc.
A triple disc.
Do you guys ever stop working? Or you just
You're doing too much. You're doing too much.
So it was kind of gradual, and I suppose one thing I want to ask would be, is this what you expected it to be a successful rock band? You're here in Ireland, and you're touring Europe. Really, is this kind of?
It's strange. Rajeev and I were just talking about this and saying, who would have thought a few songs would get us all the way here?
Okay.
When we started making this music back in college, we had no idea where this was going.
Yeah.
It was just something we enjoyed.
We
started in college. We were in college together, and he's 2 years older than me, by the way.
Okay.
So you've ended up in Ireland, and you were in Edinburgh as well, and you won Spirit of the Festival.
Yeah, we were at the Edinburgh Fringe. It's a totally unique, incredibly insane festival, and we played a total of 40 gigs in Scotland across the last month. So it's been exhausting but exhilarating. Because we were on Mervyn Stutter's Pick of the Fringe show, and then we won the Spirit of the Fringe award. And you know how it is at the Fringe, it's like 3,500 acts all at the same time, so getting people into your gig is quite a chore, And we had people coming over and over again. We had one guy who came, I think, for 9 gigs in a row.
Wow.
And it's wonderful to see that, people coming back to watch you and so on. So, we're doing something right, and
absolutely,
Edinburgh was
absolutely.
Great.
And you won Spirit of the Fringe.
Yes, the Spirit of the Fringe award at the end of it, and which is something we can put on the wall.
Hold it for the photos. There we are.
Here in South India, being who we are and doing the stuff we do, we also feel like the true bastards of the world. We belong everywhere and nowhere. We're often accused of aping the West, and our rudimentary Hindi skills make that situation even worse. The first time we met A.R. Rahman, he thought we were from California. Europeans and Americans can't really place us, but they assume we're either techies or terrorists. The Scots couldn't believe we were Indian. They called us imposters. We're like colorblind chameleons, alternately blending in and sticking out. Able to relate to a taxi driver in Glasgow, a big-time producer in New York, an industrial tycoon in Faridabad, and a Sattvic librarian in Tamil Nadu. Everywhere and nowhere, everyone and no one. It's actually quite a trip. Of the bastards, by the bastards, for the bastards. I've been on this trip since 1996, when we were a bunch of kids in a Bangalore college. We've been up and down and all around the great carousel of showbiz. We've been paid really big bucks for fuck all corporate gigs and peanuts for awesome pub gigs.
I'm David. Oh, hi David. I think Dino from DM on. Yes. Yeah, for we're performing here. Yeah, so we need to drum kit. Yeah, you need to
To call themselves. They have played for people including Guns N' Roses, Deep Purple, and Jethro Tull. Oh, come on, Jethro Tull. Okay, and what they are actually called is Thermal and a Quarter, and the show is called Bangalore Rock.
When we opened for Deep Purple back in 2001, the event guys told us quite firmly, "Nobody knows who the fuck you guys are, so play covers, but don't play any Deep Purple covers." We've been told it was impossible to make a decent living playing the music we do in India. We've been praised as pathbreakers and derided as dinosaurs. We won National Industry Awards, presented at glittering Bollywood soirees with some appallingly bad lip-synced performances on display. We've also won heartfelt, meaningful prizes instituted by well-meaning organizations that disappeared from this world and this space soon after. National Public Radio in the USA described us as being on the vanguard of the Indian rock scene, while distinguished local rock historians occasionally ignore our existence completely. The more we travel and meet working musicians and artists around the world, the more it becomes clear that all this stuff is just the shit that marks time spent working and doing what you love. If you really care about what you do, then it doesn't matter if this shit happened or not. You're still going to be tripping out and working. Was it Jim Croce that said, "If you dig it, do it. If you really dig it, do it twice"? We're in it because we dig it. We're in it because we're fucking good at it. We're in it for the money too. And we're gonna be in it as the windshield or the bug. Hey, 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 here we are, round and round, but traveling far. Smiles in our hearts like little marbles, rolling round and round and turning tables. Love makes it all go. Love makes it all so worth every second, every cloud, every pain, every rainy day, every fall, every lock, every key, every time. Me, us, them, and you. Black, white, brown, and sometimes blue. Mind spinning in straight lines. And don't you know it takes all kinds? Love makes it all sweet. Love declared all discreet. With every second, every cloud, every pain, every rainy day, every fall, every lock, every key, every time. Work, yes we work. It's work, work, work or die. Play, yes to play. Get in the zone and fly. Fly. Hey, 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 here we are. Round and round, but traveling far. Smiles in our hearts like little marbles, rolling round and round and turning tables. Love makes it all go. Love makes it all so. With every second, every cloud, every pain, every rainy day, every fall, every lock, every key, every time.